This is the M3D micro 3D printer. It will print smaller objects. It's meant to be a desktop model, which basically it is. It comes with the 3D printer itself, the printer cord, power cord, a small spool of filament, and a filament spool holder that was printed using this 3D printer. It hooks onto the edge. First thing you do before plugging your 3D printer into the computer is to install the software. The Dell 2 can be loaned from Wisconsin Valley Library Service. It will already have it pre-installed on the computer. It says currently right now that it is not connected. If even after plugging it in, it still says it's not connected after you install the software, there is a small program that you can run that will help detect the printer. The instructions are included in the manual. There is no on and off switch for the printer itself. So once it is plugged into the power, it is turned on. It has popped up with the serial number of the printer, so we know it is connected. First thing we need to do is get our filament ready. Most of the filament comes with the end, well, pushed up or broken apart. What you need to do is straighten it out, and if there is loose things at the end, simply take a scissors, clip it off so that you've got a nice blunt end. Next, put the filament spool on the spool holder and insert the filament into the tiny hole until it can't go any further. At the top corner is a 3D ink. We click on that and it gives you two options. Insert filament internal, insert filament external. This printer does have an internal way of inserting the filament by opening up the flat print bed, and there's room for a spool. However, I have found it's not the easiest. It's much easier using the external. So that's what we will be using today. So I will click on Insert Filament External. It's asking me for the type of ink or filament that we're using. There are cheat codes on some of them, and this says ice. I will just type that in there, and it will automatically know what type of filament I'm using. So, ICE. Next. Now it says to please wait. It's moving the print head to the proper place. And to be careful, it's going to be hot. What's going to be hot is the nozzle itself, where the ink comes out of. This print bed is not heated, so you can go ahead and touch it. There's no problem with that. However, once the nozzle comes down, it can get burned. Part of the process of it loading is it's melting the filament and loading it out. As you can see, it is coming on out. Once it's fully loaded, we will remove this before continuing. Has the new 3D ink exited the nozzle? And as we can see, it has. So we'll say yes. And it says we want to clean away the extra filament. Say continue. So now it's telling me what color filament we're using and the material it's made out of and the temperature that it is going to be heated to. Currently it's 215 degrees. And now I can just X out. Now that the ink is loaded, we're getting closer to print. But first, we need to get the bed ready. Currently, right now, we do have some painters taped down on the bottom. We can use this because the bed is not heated. If it was heated, we would need to use a heat-resistant tape. To be able to get the filament to adhere to the tape properly, we will coat the tape with some hairspray. But we don't want hairspray all over the nozzle and the gears getting all gummed up. So what we're going to do is cover them up with some paper while we spray it. Put a good amount on of hairspray on so that it will adhere properly. Now we're ready to get a file and print. The Dell tube from WVLS has these a couple of sites bookmarked in Google Chrome. One of them is Thingiverse. Thingiverse has a lot of items, thousands and thousands of items people download or upload in order for you to use free of charge. You can search for it by name if you are looking for something specific, or you can just kind of breeze through and look at recently made items or whatever. We had downloaded a keychain that will hold an iPod, and that's what we are going to use. You can download any STL file as long as it fits the small base. This one does very nicely fit inside there. You can look at how it is by turning it and make sure that it is set. Currently it is centered, as you can tell by the XYZ format here. And let's print it. We are going to have a medium quality. We're taking off the used raft. The raft is a grid like this that it's built upon. However, you would have to break the raft off and file it down smooth. I'm going to just rely on the bed being smooth. We're keeping the support material and we're verifying that the bed is level because we don't want to damage the print nozzle. And now let's print. It's telling me there's an estimated time of 1 hour and 41 minutes. We can cancel now and stop it, or we can just say start now. We're going to start now. It's saying a new job start. Please do not unplug. Okay, so click OK. Now it's going through the check mode to make sure everything's going to print properly. But once it starts printing and adhering to the bed, and we make sure that everything's going fine, they can just walk away and come back in 1 hour and 41 minutes. Currently, the program says that it is warming up. And it's about to start printing now that it calibrated the heights. Also, it's best to have it in a well ventilated area because there are some odors that do emit from the filament being melted. It's finished printing, so now we just gently get our print out. There it comes up along with the ring. There are little scraps. What you'll end up needing to do is get a metal rasp or file to file down the little points and schnivels of plastic. Otherwise, we've got a little keychain here that will hold an iPod. Now that we're done printing, we need to extract the ink or filament. You go up to the 3D ink and click on remove filament. Over here it's going to heat and the nozzle head, and we will follow instructions when it comes. It says to wait, please wait, nozzle is heated, be careful. First it's going to let some of the filament go through to clean the nozzle. As you can see, some's coming out here. It's to prevent future clogs. Okay, now we'll get rid of this. And it says it's extracting the 3D ink. Pull on the 3D ink until it is released. So very slowly, there it comes out. On the computer, we have released the ink. And it's going to realize that the ink is gone. And it says, has it been released? And we say yes. That's it. Now we can close this box. Go back to the library in the corner here. And we've finished, so we can close the program. And we can turn off the printer by unplugging it and disconnecting from the computer.